Hi guys, do you know we can create this pop-up using only two properties with HTML without use of any JavaScript? So let's get started. Here in HTML, I have taken a div with ID popup, and in CSS, first I have taken font family pop-ins, and then I have given display flex to the body so that the content will be in the center, and then I have applied some common styles to the button. Okay, now let's go to HTML. The first attribute that we're gonna use is guys pop over. Okay, so let's write here pop over. Now observe guys, the moment I added pop over, it will disappear. Why? Because when you add pop over attribute to any element, that element is considered as pop-up, and that is why it will be disappeared. Okay. Now our next target is we need to make it appear when we click on a button. So let's create a button. I'll just write here button, and then let's write here click me. Okay, simple. Now when I click on this button, I want pop over should appear. Okay, so to do that, we have to use one more attribute, that is pop over target. So let's write here pop over target, and that is equal to, we need to provide the ID. So what is the ID? Popup. So let's write here, popup. Okay, now what we are doing is that we are linking this button to this popup. So whenever user clicks on this button, this popup will appear. Okay, if I click here, you see we got this pop-up, and by default it will appear in center position guys. Okay, and it will disappear when we click on anywhere. You see it's gone. Now when I click again, it will come. Okay, and now let's add some stylings and let's make this appear from top position. Okay, so for that let's go to CSS, and here let's target that ID which is pop-up. Okay, now what I'll do is that first let's take position. I want position to be absolute. Okay, and after that let's give top as 30 pixel so that it will come from top, and then let's give padding to it. Okay, I will give padding as 80 pixel. Okay, and after that let's write left 0, and then let's write margin top and bottom 0, and left and right should be automatically calculated. So I'll write auto. Let's write border now solid, and let's give white color. Let's give border radius. Okay, and after that let's write font size 18 pixel. Okay, looks good. Now let's add one more back button in the pop-up, and let's make that pop-up disappear when we click on that back button. Okay, so for that let's come here, and inside this div, inside the pop-up, let's take a button and let's write here back. Okay, now let's click on this one. You see guys, we got this back here, and when I click on that, nothing is happening. So now in our HTML, let's add this pop-over target equal to pop-up, and then let's take an attribute called pop over target action. Okay, and that is equal to, let's write hide. Okay, HID, hide. Let's take some space here. Now let's check that. Yeah, if I click on this back button, you see pop-up is disappeared. Okay, now let's add some styles to this button. So let me give a class to this, and class equal to, let's say button. Okay, simple. And let's go to CSS, and let's target that back button. So I'll write back btn, and first let's give it a background color black. Okay, and let's give color as white. Let's check that. Yeah, looks good. Now what we'll do is that let's take position absolute. So I'll write position absolute, and let's take right as 10 pixel and bottom as 10 pixel. Then let's take border radius as 2 pixel. Okay, border radius 2 pixel. Awesome. Now let's check that. Yeah, and when I click on this one, it will disappear. Okay, now one thing guys, how am I able to use these attributes in my HTML? These are not part of my HTML, right? So guys, recently a web API called Web Popover API is implemented in modern browsers, and because of that API implementation, we are able to use these attributes which are a part of that Web Popover API, and these are some additional things which will allow developers to create pop-ups, action buttons, model windows, etc. using HTML. Okay, now let's add one final property, that is animation, so that we'll get this smooth effect. So for that, let's come here and let's write animation slide, and then let's take 0.2 seconds, and then let's take ease out. Okay, simple. And the reason I have taken slide is because here I have already created slide with transform translate y minus 100 pixel. That means in y-axis from top position, it will slowly come to its original position. So when I click on this one, you see it's slowly coming from top position, and when we click on this back, it will disappear. Okay, that's it for the video guys. If you have learned something from this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.